excited, and yeah, I'm really excited
Oh, good. Let's have some fun.
to have some fun. I'm all about fun and being healthy.
Yes, be healthy. I'm glad you're well.
Okay, there we are. We are live here on the Ripple Effect with
Your
David
sidekick.
and Erika. I see Lori there on my Facebook on the computer. So, um, how are you guys?
Good.
I Wow, I'm so happy to see you, David. I see your festiveness. If you're feeling
Yes,
festive,
you are.
Yeah,
You're exuding festiveness.
I was
so
trying to
festive.
tone it down for Quantum Leap, but I figured I'd ramp up the Xmas, here for the Ripple Effect. So,
Good.
I
yeah, for
feel it. I
folks.
feel it.
We do have a great guest on today, Lori Colombo, who's a coach on health issues, and she'll better explain what she does. But we do look forward to you're right on message with the theme of this show, and that's why we were really looking forward to having you on because I know a lot of people as we go into 2025, how can I step up my health consciousness and results? And
Mhm.
you're the perfect person to go over that. But first, if you want to do a check-in, Erica, and tell us a little bit I don't know if did you know Lori before she came to our chapter, or if you have anything
No, I
to say
didn't
about
know
her
Lori
great.
before, but I feel like we have some circles of, synergy. So it felt
Yeah,
like I knew her a long time.
Yes, we're sisters of sorts.
Yeah, that's a fun thing to say.
Yeah.
I like sisters.
Yes. So yes.
My
We
yeah,
sister,
know
my
each other,
real
but it
bio
feels
sister,
like we could have known each other.
we could have known each other. I was like, did you ever go to the Fine
Right.
arts camp? I think I was like one of the first questions I asked you. It's like, so anyway, it's so great to have you on here, Lori Colombo. I know this is your first podcast ever, so let's make this easy for you.
Thank you.
Let's make this easy because you're going to have many, many, many more podcasts. And
I'm excited about that.
yeah, yeah, you have a lot to say.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes. So hopefully I can articulate it clearly.
Yeah, well, we'll help you. We won't let you fall down at all. And we haven't lost anybody yet, right, David?
no, we have a little bit of a template for the show here, and we
Uh-huh.
really like to start off with a little chit chat, but then actually just hear a little bit about your story to get to know you and what you
Uh-huh.
offer as a
Yeah.
business owner. Yeah.
Yeah. So I support clients who want to be healthier but are struggling with their self-care. And I empower them to make lifestyle choices that stick so that they can reach their health and wellness goals and feel more vibrant and alive. So that's what I do. And my story is that I have been engaged in this process of learning about, well, being conscious of how I feel in my body, being conscious of how I want to feel. And I've always been, really since I was little, like my first act of conscious eating was when I was 7 years old. And was at the grocery store with my mother, and I must have just become fluent in reading because I saw in the deli case, so this kind of pegs me a little bit. And I could read the word tongue, and I saw the tongue, and I was like, yikes, and I never ate that again. Erica, does that sound
I
familiar?
resonate. I think that was my first recognition of like we were eating tongue at a Hanukkah party in my
Yes,
family. And I was like, it's funny they call this tongue. You would think it's from a tongue. And then everyone's like, it is. And I'm like,
right. They don't tell you that.
it, it
But
stopped me in
yeah,
my
well, I
tracks.
told you when you asked, and I saw it, and I was, anyway, but just always being engaged in this process of learning things, um, experimenting with them, trying them on, seeing how they felt in my body, and then making habits of the things that made me feel the way I want to feel, and then continuing over decades. And so I've been doing that with myself for a long, long time, and I help clients do that. really understanding how they want to feel in their bodies, and more than that, how they want to live their lives. And if what they're doing is supporting that, and there usually are things that are supporting that, and if they're not feeling great, there's likely lots of things that aren't. And so we look at what they are, and then see what they're ready to do and how it's going to work for them in their bodies and in their life, because everybody's different.
Yeah, and that's what I really see as a, we'll let you say how else you're unique, but is something unique about you as a coach is that a lot of health folks out there have kind of a template that they kind of squeeze
Mhm.
people into, like,
Mhm.
okay, go out and lift these weights and
Mhm.
here's your diet, and then
Mhm.
it's like a program, but you actually let them kind of construct their own future,
Mhm.
so to speak, through kind of this, coaching technique, which I actually call kind of a pure coaching, so to speak.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
Client-centered, very
yeah,
client-centered.
Yes, very client-centered.
And
Yes.
I have to say, I caught a little whiff is, euphemistic, but I caught a whiff of you doing your work with one of our comrades. And it was so cool to see you and the other person getting a treatment, getting a session, as they were kind of, what I imagine was they were going into some mindfulness and they were paying attention to all the, all the categories of experience to kind of really immerse them into what their personal story is about their relationship with their health. And I was so jazzed. I felt the energy from across the street, and I was like about to come talk to y'all. And then I was like, oh, they're in the middle of something. And it was very, very exciting. So
Oh,
I
okay. Cool. So
yeah.
you
appreciate
got
how
to
you,
you got to witness a little bit.
yeah, I got to
Especially now
witness.
in our chapter, how we have all these, you and Serenica and Erica, we have really some masters of the trade now. So yeah.
Yes, and we all bring something a little different. So yeah, it's a nice team.
Yeah. So back to your your work. If it's okay, can I ask like a fun question that's not on script here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like as you're getting into speaking more and sharing your light with the world, Lori, what do you find yourself repeating? What are your phrases or slogans? I know I've heard you say a couple, but I wonder if any come to mind that are like
That's a really good question.
your phrases or slogans for the way you work with people and how you breathe into their process,
Yeah. Well, one of the things is that I repeat a lot is just having people check in with their bodies. Like, how does that feel? How does your body feel? What does your body want? And so again, I think this going back to why I'm unique. Um, I'm very body oriented. And so I'm always bringing people back into their bodies. And I actually start by every session with client permission, of course, doing a meditation that is a somatic kind of meditation where I have people really check in with the sensations of their bodies so that they can have this practice of checking in and seeing what their bodies feel like. And so that's one thing that I go back to over and over again. And it surprises people. They don't know. They've never been asked that before.
So listen to your body. This is so in alignment. I love that because I do my somatic work, but it's for therapy. You're doing it for, you know, coaching for health.
Yes,
So
health and wellness, and it's it incorporates so many things, including mental health, as you know.
it's,
So
yeah, it's a whole enchilada, right?
yeah, it's a whole enchiladas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also another thing that I'm going back to is what have you learned? what have you learned from this experience? And so that's another thing I think that makes me unique, and is part of what David was saying, is the sort of pure coaching model. Because whatever they experienced from what they attempted to do in between coaching sessions, whatever they've committed to doing, there's no failures. And so whatever their experience is valuable. And sometimes it's more valuable when they don't do what they say they were going to do, or what they wanted to do, because there's a learning in there.
Right. There's always like a course correcting. It's interesting if you did the homework, and it's interesting if you didn't do the homework. And
Yes.
then what about that? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, really.
So what worked, what didn't work, what did you learn? And then how can you take that? So what does that mean for you? And how can you take that and bring that learning forward into, again, what you want, what your goals are, and how you want to feel in your body?
I have a little question, kind of a rephrase of what I was going to ask a little earlier about what are some of the common culprits out there, or major
Mhm.
issues, and just for example, on this show, we've talked about kind of sleep and, devices. I know that's like a big kind of hidden big trap for people. If you're, for example, on your devices too late, you don't sleep as well. It's a little bit of a downward spiral. Then, of
Mhm.
course, there's diet. But
Mhm.
what are kind of some key issues that you see out there with people that you often help them with
Mhm.
good results?
Yeah, so one of the main things that almost everybody, not 100%, but almost everybody wants help with is eating. And they want to know if how they're eating is good or not good. Like, if what they're eating is good, they're confused. And it's understandable that people are confused, because it's confusing. There's a lot of conflicting information out there. So yeah, so people want to know about diet and what's the best diet for them. And again, we go back to, well, what is your body, how's your body feeling? Healthy weight is something that's important to people. Brain fog, low energy is important, something that people are actually experiencing as a result of their diet, whether they know it's part of their diet or not. Movement is often a part of, like, how do I manage my exercise? Some people will say, I hate going to the gym. They think that if exercising means going to the gym. So we figure out something that's going to work for them. But I do help with conditions, like like actual health conditions, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes. So I do help people who actually have these conditions, whether they're on medication or not. I can help them learn how to manage them holistically. And a recent client just got back to me again, and she just wrote a Google review for me saying she's like normal, like she had very high cholesterol, and her blood pressure was very high, and it's all in the normal range now. And this was, yeah, after we worked together for about, we did the 6-month program, and then we did another 6 months, more of a maintenance program. And it took about a year and a half for her to get here, but she did. So yeah, and then I think,
Hey, that's a great story.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's great.
that's a great anecdote that I looked for, and we'll have to. Um, that'd be a great short little video.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the kinds of the things, but a lot of times it's the just things like feeling out of control, like, or being confused, but also just like that, like that,
That's
just
what you see a lot of
I
people who
see a
got
lot of people feel like really out of control. So a lot of what the results are that people feel empowered. and mindfulness. And mindfulness is a tool that I help people develop. It's an incredibly powerful tool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I know I always keep a little card in my head about what makes her unique, that I feel like she has so many of these tools to really help people with that are kind of rare to come across. You know, I know Erica does too, and Erica's really focused on a lot of, I mean, you guys are both so broad in like the number of things that you bring, but I'd say that's what I look for in a health coach and why I feel so good being able to recommend you guys. Yeah.
Thanks, David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we try to draw some of that out in the interview, and we're actually going to maybe, um, look at how to put that out, maybe clips of this interview or another interview, because I think it's such a in really high demand right now, but it's connecting with the right people so they know about you and how do you work. And if you don't mind just sharing us, I know maybe it's somebody who thinks they could use this, but how do you work with folks? What would that process look like? And
Yeah, so my standard program is a 6-month one-on-one coaching. So I work one-on-one. And normally how I work with people that really want to make a big change in their lives is in a one-to-one 6-month program where we meet every other week for 6 months, like I said. That helps people really make the biggest transformation. And we always start with a free consult that people can book through my website, because I want to know what's going on with them, and I want to hear their stories, what they are struggling with, what has helped in the past, what's not helped, that kind of thing. And then decide, it's right, so coaching is a partnership. So it starts in the coaching consult where we decide together whether we think it's a good match and a good fit, and if I can help them. I will be honest about that. I don't want to enroll someone that I don't feel like I can truly help. I also have, it's not on my website yet, but I am launching, I am doing it, but I'm working on the webpage now for a 3-session package for people that really just kind of want to work on one thing. I just recently worked with a client who just wanted to figure out how to add more vegetables into his diet, or just, they're someone whose self-care is pretty good, but they just can't quite figure out what their exercise routine is going to be, or something like that, just something more targeted. So that's a 3-session package that I offer now as well. So, but again, that also will start with the free consult, which people can book through my website.
And would you like to say your website for us all?
Yeah, so it's www.loricolombo.com, and that's all O's, LORICOLOMBO.
Right on.
Yeah, it's
LoriColombo.com.
loricolombo.com.
Right on. Awesome. That's a great offer, the 3 meeting special too.
Yes,
Like,
because I do realize that committing to 6 months is a lot for people also. So sometimes people will do the 3-session package and then continue on with the 6-month program. So it's a great time to do it now if you want to kind of plan for the holidays and the new year, but also it's a great time to think about it for the new year. Like, ditch the I'm going to go on a diet. Diets don't work. Ditch the New Year's resolutions. They never stick. If you really,
unresolutions.
that's unresolution. So, if there's anybody listening who really wants to make a lifestyle change that's going to make them feel more vibrant and alive, really the health coach investment is going to have way an impact, a return that's going to last for years and decades. And it's really an investment in yourself and how you're going to feel like a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So,
That's one of the words that pops on your website is vibrant or vibrance,
yeah,
right?
so Vibrance is actually the name of my program. Yes, I am
Vibrant.
committed to my Vibrance and I am committed to your Vibrance. So whatever I can do to help you feel more vibrant and alive,
That's
yeah,
great.
I would
Yeah.
love to do that.
Yeah, well, I hope that if you're tuning in, that you check out Lori's website and that you feel called to reach out and have that consult session or go for the 3-pack or go for the 6-month. It's so exciting. The work you're doing is helping people to get better, more better,
No
and have
better.
results that are long term, that are life changing. So I'm a huge fan of what you're up to and how you serve. And the mindfulness piece, like if there's not mindfulness, nothing will stick, you know? So I'm
Yes,
a huge fan of that.
100% correct. So thank you so much, Erica. That means
Oh
a lot.
yeah. Yeah, so we're almost out of time. David, do you have any events that you want to promote before we say bye? Because I have one.
Well, I actually have a marketing mastermind December 6th that's coming up this Friday from noon to 1. It's free. It's how to use video to connect with your ideal client. And I have a co-host, Nivi, who's does social media marketing. So we're giving people a good way to optimize their social media, and I'll put the link to that if you want to come. Either you
Cool.
guys
Say the time and day again so we can
it's
fit in.
it's December 6th, this Friday at noon to 1, and it's virtual too. But I'd love to do like some kind of health mastermind at some point too. We'll have to talk about it. I feel like with you, Srenica, and
Yeah, we can
Lori,
have a
we
summit,
could have a
A
great
like a
little
summit.
little
yeah,
3-hour summit like we did a couple years ago.
yeah.
Yeah. My event is I'm speaking at a summit this coming Friday. So I'm in the afternoon. There's the link. It's free to register and it's 9 to 5 and I'm on around 3:15-ish. And but this is a great community for you both to meet all the people and connect.
Yeah, I'll share that too on my social media and put it in the links to this segment. And we'll look
Yeah.
forward to keeping in touch with Lori to have her back to further dive in on some of these issues as we
Yeah,
learn more
and if
about.
people are tuning in that are like in the Bay Area, come visit our BNI chapter. We're all in the same Abundant Referral Circle chapter. It'd be great to have you come meet us in person. And you can reach out to each of us, any of us, to find out more. But we'd love to have you. We also have a Facebook group for Abundant Referral Circle, so you can look at that. You're on that, right, David?
Um, yeah,
You're
I
on that.
actually
You're on
help
that too.
manage it. Yeah, so
I
One
don't
way or the
think
other.
I
It's
am. I need to get with the
The
program
Abundant
here.
Referral Circle. I'll find it for you and I'll tag you.
Okay,
I'll
great.
tag you.
yeah,
It's great to be with you on the ripple effect where we little changes create big results.
Yes, they do. Thank
yeah.
you so much.
Vibrant's been the key word of the day, which I know
Yes,
Erica
vibrance.
loves too.
And
Yes.
make it your word of the year for 2025.
Sounds
Yes.
Nice.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, good chatting with
Absolutely.
you, and we'll catch up soon. And thanks for joining us, everyone, on the Ripple Effect. We'll look forward to seeing you back January 14th. We're off for the holidays, but we'll see Erica and I will be back on the Ripple Effect
Yeah,
then.
I'm glad we got you in, Lori, before the new year.
Yes, me
And
too. Thank you so much for
awesome.
having me. This was so much fun.
Bye,
Yay, we
everyone.
did
Thank you.
it.
Great work.